Most men fail in communication with women, not because they are unattractive, but because they misunderstand how to communicate. They tend to talk too much or too quickly, flooding the conversation and losing the essential mystery needed for attraction. Instead of building a connection, they create awkwardness and pressure. The key to successful communication is not the quantity of words, but the quality and energy behind them. A brief, grounded message from the right man carries far more weight than 100 desperate, insecure texts. When texting, it's not just about the words you say, it's about how you make her feel. Women don't process your messages with their logical minds. They feel them in their bodies. The words you send, the timing of your texts, even the emojis you use, all have an impact on her body. They can either relax her, making her feel comfortable, or they can cause tension and discomfort. This is something many men miss. If your message is filled with anxiety or a subtle need for reassurance, she will feel it, and her body will naturally pull away. Before sending a message, it's essential to pause and center yourself. If you feel anxious, worried, or overwhelmed, take a moment to breathe, step outside, or move your body to regain your composure. When your message comes from a place of emotional clarity and calm, it will land much deeper. It speaks to her body and emotions, creating a sense of safety and intrigue. This kind of message doesn't require clever pickup lines or jokes. It comes from a place of truth and presence. A message sent from emotional clarity invites her in, making her feel safe without having to chase after her. Another common mistake is rushing to respond out of fear. Many men feel the pressure to reply immediately, thinking that if they wait too long, she will lose interest. They rush, text too quickly, and try to keep the conversation going by filling every gap with words. But every time they do this, they lose their most valuable asset, their sense of timing. When you rush, it signals that you are not grounded. It suggests that you are reacting out of fear, not from a place of self-assurance. Women can pick up on this energy, and it makes them feel uneasy. Instead of rushing, embrace the space between messages. Silence is not a problem to fix. It's an opportunity. It gives her time to reflect and consider her response. It also creates tension, which is essential for attraction. Tension builds curiosity, and curiosity makes her lean in. When you understand that time is a tool, not a threat, you will stop fearing the silence between messages. You will no longer need to immediately respond to her every text, and you will be able to stay calm, grounded, and confident in your communication. A common error many men make is over-explaining themselves, especially in text messages. They feel the need to write long, detailed messages to clarify everything, soften their words, or prove their worth. But the more you explain, the more your energy leaks away and the less impact your words have. Women don't need you to write an essay or justify your every thought. They want to feel your presence through clear, concise communication. A well-chosen sentence, delivered with calm, carries far more weight than a long paragraph full of unnecessary details. When you over-explain, you are essentially seeking validation. You want to prove that you are good enough, that you are worthy of her attention. But true confidence doesn't need to prove itself. It simply exists. It is expressed through clear and precise communication. When you speak with precision, your words carry more power. A short, grounded sentence can be far more effective than 20 lines of half-hearted reassurances. Women are drawn to clarity because it represents confidence and self-assurance. At the start of any conversation, pay attention to her communication rhythm. How quickly does she respond? How long are her messages? What tone does she use? This is essential in creating a connection. When you mirror her rhythm, you create a sense of understanding. She will feel that you are speaking her language, and she will feel more comfortable. However, once you have created that sense of connection, it's time to lead the conversation. Leadership in communication doesn't mean being domineering or controlling. It means subtly guiding the flow of the conversation. If she texts quickly, mirror that at first. Once you've established a comfortable rhythm, you can slow down the pace slightly. You can introduce pauses and give her time to respond. This subtle shift in rhythm will create emotional movement. It will spark curiosity, and she will begin to lean into the conversation. By shifting the pace of the conversation, you create an emotional dynamic. It's not about being unpredictable. It's about being present and aware of her needs and adjusting accordingly. If she is used to fast responses, slow down just a little. If she typically texts more slowly, add more precision to your messages. This subtle shift is what creates a sense of attraction. It's not about playing games or being mysterious. It's about being present in the moment and responding to her energy with care and awareness. The most important thing in any conversation is the energy behind your words. Every message you send carries a certain energy. If your energy is scattered, anxious, or needy, she will feel it. But if your energy is calm, centered, and grounded, your words will have more impact. A message sent from a place of stillness, from a place of clarity, will invite her to pause, reflect, and connect with you on a deeper level. It's not about sending a perfect message or trying to impress her. It's about sending a message that reflects your inner state. When you text from a place of peace, you create space for her to feel your presence. In a world full of distractions and noise, your message will stand out because it comes from a place of emotional clarity. She may not remember every word you say, but she will remember the feeling you left behind. Every time you send a message, you leave an imprint. It's not about trying to get a response or constantly seeking validation. It's about offering your presence. When you text from a place of calm and confidence, you don't need to chase her for attention. Your presence becomes magnetic, and she will naturally be drawn to it. In conclusion, the key to successful communication with women is not in the words you say, but in the energy you bring. When you text with presence, from a place of emotional clarity and self-assurance, your messages will have a profound impact. You don't need to be witty or clever. You don't need to prove anything. What you need is to be real. When you speak from a grounded place, you will create a connection that goes beyond words. Next time you send a text, pause and ask yourself, what energy am I bringing to this conversation? If it comes from a place of calm, send it. Watch how your presence changes the energy in the conversation and see how it shifts the dynamic.